Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a build guide for the new MINDBLADE MAGUS subclass for the Mindweaver class made by ZX10RX in Baldur's Gate 3. This is an interesting one. You get the ability to summon in these Mindblade armaments, which gives you your intelligence modifier instead of dexterity or strength for attack rolls, so you can go all in on your intelligence. You also get some special cantrips here, and I'll be breaking down the full build here, because I think it is a really fun one. It's elemental and melee focused with a little bit of different stuff sprinkled in here. So you get the Student of War here, which adds your intelligence modifier to your armor class when you're not wearing armor. And when wearing light armor, you add half your intelligence modifier rounded down. So this can be really cool and pairs up a few different sets of builds. So we also get the Touch of Fatigue cantrip here, which does 1d8 necrotic damage. And it makes their next attack roll have disadvantage, has 9-meter radius, and then we have those Mindblade armaments there. Now, if you're on console, you may have to switch around your stats here in order for this to work properly, but if you want to use the hags here, go 17 intelligence, boost up to 18 with that. Otherwise, we're going to go 16, 14 constitution, and 16 intelligence. I like having a little bit higher dexterity for the initiative and the armor class boost, but you can swap the dexterity and constitution around if you prefer. And you have to make sure the skill proficiencies are selected, persuasion being a really nice one. I also like to have acrobatics boosted up a little bit as well, and then you can put the last one in perception. Into level 2, we unlock our Mind Surge here, which is a class feature. And a subclass feature this time. So using Mind Surge will cause mental exhaustion, and this allows you to do different abilities with your spells. We also get the cantrip Enervating Blade, doing 1d6 necrotic damage, and you may make an additional weapon attack provided you do not move more than 1 meter, which deals 3 to 5 melee damage. This also does extra damage from Spell Strike infusions, which you can see here. So we got our Lightning Blade here, so channel Sonic Lightning through your weapon, makes a melee attack that deals 3 to 24 lightning if you've not moved more than 1 meter this turn. And you can unleash an immediate follow-up strike. Using Mind Surge, the target can't take reactions for 1 turn. So yeah, applying that, it does apply extra buffs here. And with the Corrosive Slash, if you use Mind Surge, it gives it -2 to their armor class. We also get the spells Lightning Arc. You unleash a Sonic Bolt of Lightning at a target, dealing 3 to 24 lightning damage on a failed saving throw, and they can't take reactions for 1 turn. And the Corrosive Touch does the same, but they have to do a Dexterity saving throw or lose 2 armor class. It's pretty cool. So yeah, level 2, you already get some fun abilities here. We get the class feature Ethereal Mastery. As a bonus action after casting a spell using Mind Surge, you can fly as a bonus action, kind of similar to the Storm Sorcerer. Level 3 gives us some subclass features. We get the Arcane Pool. You draw upon an inner reserve a Sonic Arcana to empower your blade and abilities. You get level 1 spell slot, the Mind Surge there, and then you also get the Enervating Blade, and we get a new one. We get the Thunder Crash. So infuse your weapon doing 3 to 24 thunder damage. Using Mind Surge will push the target back 8 meters, which is quite a pushback. And same thing here for our spell version of that. But we also get to pick 2 Mindblade Arcanas here. So I'll go through all of them here just to break them down. Arcane Accuracy. Expend 1 point for your Arcane Pool, granting an attack roll bonus. On all attack rolls equal to your intelligence modifier. So you get a nice like +4 or 5 to your attack rolls. I guess at this level would be a +3. Arcane Weapon, you expend 1 point to get a +1 to attack rolls for 10 turns. These are this one doesn't cost an action. This one costs a bonus action. Arcing Spell Strike. You and your spell strikes sweep out forwards in an increasing range to 2 meters, allowing you to target 1 additional creature, dealing full damage to each target, increasing cost by 1 arcane point per skill. This is a pretty good one, obviously. Being able to attack 2 targets at once. This is just great. Born to the Mindblade. Your Sonic Essence is intertwined with your manifested weapon. While your Mindblade Ego is summoned, your spell save DC increases by 1 to a +3. So yeah, you can summon in the blades here, and it gives you a bonus to your spell casting. Dimensional Blade. Your spell strike abilities warp through unstable dimensions, resolving as intelligence saving throws instead of attack rolls. On successful save, targets take half damage. On failed save, that's pretty cool. So you can make it instead of an attack roll, a saving throw. Displacement. Reducing all piercing, slashing, bludgeoning damage you take by half by forcing all enemies to attack you with disadvantage. Pretty good. Energy Burst. Enemies in range take 1 to 6 force damage per Mindblade, level up to a maximum of 6 to 36. This is an action to Arcane Pool charges. Hasted Assault. Expend 1 from your Arcane Pool and 1 Mind Surge to suffuse yourself with Sonic Speed. For 2 turns, you get haste. So +2 to armor class, double movement speed, bonus to dexterity saving throws. That's pretty good as a bonus action. Getting an extra action is pretty powerful. You can only use it once per combat. Mindblade Ego. Summon a fragment of your manifested blade, imbued with Sonic Will, dealing the Ego acts as an autonomous weapon under your control, striking foes with psychic infused damage. On a killing blow, restores 1 arcane point. I want to take this one. I think this one is really fun. We also got the Prescient Defense. Expend 1 point for your Arcane Pool after hitting a target with your weapon attack, granting you a monition of your enemy's intentions. The Mind Blade gains bonus to his armor class equal to intelligence modifier against attacks by that opponent. You also have the prescient sight strike. Expend 1 point from the arcane pool after hitting a target with a weapon attack, allowing you to anticipate your target's attacks. They are denied the dexterity bonus from armor class, so you can hit them a little bit more reliably, a little two basically. Bonus to your attack rolls, as most armor is only going to have a +2 from dexterity. Sonic Duelist. You're while holding a one-handed weapon and no other, your strikes are empowered, dealing +2 damage. This is the fighting style duelist. You also get the spell recall. Expend power from your arcane pool to restore magic already spent. You regain 1 expended spell slot by spending a number of arcane points equal to the spell slot's level as a bonus action. Pretty cool. And the spell rend. When a creature within 18 meters casts a spell, you teleport to them and make a melee attack roll. On hit, you deal 11 to 16 piercing damage and 1 to 4 psychic damage, and try to absorb the spell. The spell's levels lower or equal than your highest level spell slot is nullified. So pretty cool. Actually, I'm going to take the Arcane Spell Strike. I like the Mind Blade Ego, so we'll take Spell Rend and the Mind Blade Ego. I think those two are great. We'll take the Arcane Spell Strike a little bit later. Level 4 gives us another Arcane Pool, and the Arcane Wound. Your spell strikes leave lingering scars of arcane energy when an enemy is afflicted by 2 different elemental wounds in succession in 2 turns. The combined forces trigger devastating secondary effects. And we get access to a new one, the Flame's Edge. So this one, using a Mind Surge charge, will give you the ability to apply burning on the enemy, which is nice. So yeah, that's pretty great. We also get the ranged version of that. And then we also get another Arcana here, so we can take the Arcane Spell Strike. And then we'll go with, I would say, an ability score improvement on your intelligence, although the Alert feat is always a good choice at this level. We'll just go with that there. Now here's where we get another choice of elemental damage with the Frigis Sever. So Mind Surge will freeze the enemy. With freezing them is actually insane. So this is the most powerful. When a target's frozen, they take double bludgeoning force and thunder damage, and you can do some crazy stuff with that. So that becomes really good really quickly. I like cold damage. That's I guess all classes have a power spike at level 5. That's the one for this class. Now, the rest of these choices, there's some that are fun. Like if you like expending your spell slots and recovering them, this is good. If you want to use a shield, this is not a bad choice. If you need help hitting your shots, the Arcane Accuracy, I'd say, was probably a little bit better adding your intelligence modifier. This one just gives a +1. I also like the Born to the Mind Blade, which gives you a bonus to your spell save DC up to +3. So this is good if you want to cast more spells. This is good if you want to do more melee attacking. And this does use no action. It's just a free usage, taking 1 Arcane Pool. Level 7 gives us another choice one in here. I may as well take the boost to our spellcasting and our melee attacks. At level 8, we get ourselves another choice here. The Prescient Defense is actually pretty nice as well. Can give you a bit of extra survivability. We'll go with the Alert feat at this level, and then another intelligence increase later on. Level 5, since we already got the boost to our armor class. And this gives us another choice here. Spell Recall can be nice to replenish your spell slots. It's a decent choice. Level 10 gives us another choice here. I guess we can go with the Strike version there, allowing us to hit a little bit more likely because it reduces the target's armor class by 2. This one gives you an arcane point on attack. So I guess the Hasted Assault, I should have taken that one sooner. That one's a really good one to have. Level 12 gives us our saving throw bonus, +1 to all saving throws. Very nice. I like that. And I guess for this one here, we can go with the, if you want to use the shield, the Sonic Duelist is a good choice. And then for the ability score improvement, we'll go with that there. Taking our intelligence up to 20 because we get a lot of benefits from it. Now this does have level 20 support. If you're not doing level 20, you can just stick with level 12. Although once you get to level 13, this is when you get the extra attack. So it's quite a big power spike going past level 12, obviously. Level 14 gives us another Mind Blade Arcana. We can go with the arcane weapon there, I guess, for 10 turns, +1 ace attack roll is pretty nice. And you get more arcane points the higher up you go. Another Mind Blade Arcana. You can basically get all these here. And then we can go ahead with an ability score improvement on dexterity. You can go with the Lore Caster to hold I guess we don't have concentrations here, but you get the Reaction, Shock, and Grasp. There's an okay choice. You can even go with the Tough Feat if you're going to level 20, because this will give us 40 extra health. More resource. It's just great to have. We can then take almost the final one, and then we'll get the final one here in a minute. And then we also get ourselves one more feat, which if you wanted to, you could go with, there's a few different choices that work well. I like an ability score improvement on dexterity. The Lucky Feat is nice. If you want to do more melee attacking, you can go with the Savage Attacker to reroll your damage die. So those are a few different options. And then level 20 just gives us another arcane pool. Again, you don't have to do level 20, but it does give you that extra attack at level 13. So that's pretty nice to have. Alright, so as far as gear goes, the Hooded Weave is one of the best choices. Gives you a bonus to your spell save DC. If you need a bonus to attack rolls, the Mask of Soul's Perception will do the same there. And early game, the Haste Helmet, Act 1, gives you extra movement speed. Always nice. Cloak Protection works well here as well. Now, the thing is, you can get a higher armor class due to our Student of War adding our intelligence modifier to the armor class. So you could get this up to 24 with a +5 from Dex, +5 for intelligence, which is pretty great. But if you were to put on, let's say, light armor like the ballast armor, this actually ends up reducing our armor class because we only get a +2 from the Student of War. Unless you use the Mirror of Loss to give yourself another +2, then that would take that up to 23. So it depends what you want to do once you get to Act 3. I like the Robe of the Weave, though. This just ends up being a really effective item to use. You could even equip the Armor of Agility, but I wouldn't recommend that because you then can't spellcast. We can only use light armor, but robes being the best choice here. And another thing that's interesting is if you cast Mage Armor on yourself using a scroll, it doesn't actually apply it. So just a heads up there. You also have the Helldust Gloves giving a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls and also fire damage. It's just the best for a split caster, attacker, hybrid. And if you got the Illithid ability drain, take the Boots of Stormy Clamors. This will give reverberation on your attacks. Otherwise, you can go with the Evasive Shoes. They'll take your armor class up to 24. And then I also, I guess I have the Knife Thunder Mountain King on there, but I'll show you what we'll do. I have the Hellrider Longbow for that +3 to initiative. Snowburst Ring to create ice surfaces below the enemy. And then if you want to do that, you could even go ahead and add in the Disintegrating Nightwalker so we don't slip. And then Ring of Protection for the increased armor class. So we got ourselves the Mindblade armaments. Mind Fang, Mind Piercer, and Mind Breaker. So I'll show you what this looks like. So boom, you go ahead, summon in your special spectral rapier, and it looks really cool. It's the Infernal Rapier, but pink. It's awesome. So Mind Piercer there is their Mind Blade weapon, gets additional damage on its attack. That's pretty good. And it does do piercing damage, which is nice. We also have options to go with the Mind Breaker sword here. So depending on what you want, they're also going to be working on a short sword they listed in the mod description. So you can see there, this one's got additional psychic damage on its attack. But the thing is, with this weapon, it's slashing damage. So if you want to use piercing damage, this actually changes things around a little bit. I'll also show the Mind Fang here, because I think these weapons all look really nice. So that looks like a lava or a flame blade, but pink. And then this one does slashing damage as well. And yeah, my personal preference, if you want to maximize damage, you're going to want to go with the Mind Piercer and then use the Ballast Armor, which is a choice. It will lower your armor class a little bit, but then it makes the target vulnerable to piercing damage so that we do double piercing, which can be kind of nice. It isn't going to be the most broken build in the game, but it's something that's there. So yeah, you can roll with that. We can also use our bonus actions to summon in the Mindblade Egos here, which are kind of nice. So this gives us our Spectral Blade. It also boosts up our overall spellcasting save DC by a +1 for each of these that we have down on the battlefield. So yeah, they're nice to have because this will just give you a nice boost to your armor class. They last for 10 turns here, so they can be good. You can only have one out at a time. And when it comes to fighting in combat, Thunder for the pushback, that 8 meters pushback is really nice. Sometimes you can get pretty lucky with how it lines up. So depending on the enemy there, 80% chance we'll try to knock them. Yeah, perfect. That sent them flying. That's pretty good use of our action. We do have that 2 attacks per action though, so it is something that I like to go for, is just the melee attacks. But we also have the energy burst there. I guess I'll just show a melee attack here. So boom, we'll go with the attack. 28, yeah, it took them out. Perfect. And then we can go ahead here. And, if you need to boost your attack rolls, you can give a +10 for a bonus action, or you can give yourself +5 for 1 turn without using anything other than your arcane pools, which is great. So you can go with that. And I have moved more than 1 meter, but I'm going to try and use this here, the Frigid Sever, and go with a cold damage attack. Boom, we'll attack with that. And it created a service, and it froze the target, which is pretty crazy because now they're going to take double bludgeoning, thunder, and force damage. So yeah, that is pretty nuts. Then we got the Frigid Sever Resonance here, which is a bonus action attack we can use. I'm going to go ahead here and attack this target with it because it creates another ice surface for us. Perfect. And that's exactly what we wanted here. I probably should have put on this defense here, getting a bonus to our armor class equal to our initiative modifier, but it is what it is. Our local weapon looks so cool with that like frosty tip there. Yeah, really, really nice. And here's our Spell Rend. So yeah, we can utilize our spell slots to go and attack a target here. So boom, Spell Rend. We attack them. It took them out. Stop the spells from being cast. That's much better than a counter spell. That's just knock them right out and counter spell. Unfortunately, the frozen condition does expire on their next turn. So that's unfortunate because then we don't get that extra damage off from thunder. If you had anything that's dealing bludgeoning, thunder, or force damage, you could do quite a bit, especially if someone next in your initiative load. And our Spectral Mind Blade here. So it's got its attack dealing 2 to 9 psychic damage, and it also has a lacerate attack. I'm just going to use this normal attack here. Bonk. 18 is pretty good. The reason it's 18 is because we have the resonant stone in our pocket, which gives the makes them take double damage. So we rolled a 9, and that ended up getting doubled. That's pretty good. And for another follow-up here, we actually have the energy burst here. This is nice if any time you can get multiple targets caught within it. So I'll go with this big booming attack here. Doesn't take anybody out, but hey, it was worth trying. This also gives us a I guess we can do our frigid attack here. So the frigid sever will go against this target here, possibly freezing them. Boom, nice. And then we'll go ahead with another frigid sever on this target using a different action. That's kind of funny. And then, since we got the special hasted assault, we may as well use it. Bonus action gives us an extra action. Now we have 3 actions. I applied haste before I got into this fight. I'll go ahead here with another cold attack. Perfect. And then, since we can run back through our ice patches, we may as well do that. The enervating blade's actually pretty strong too. I'll go ahead with that. Touch of fatigue there, perfect. And then we normally have our bonus action attack, but I don't get that because I use the bonus action for the extra action this turn. And we'll see if we get lucky again with the big damage number 20. Oh, that's pretty good. Considering that was upwards of 9 damage and we got 20, I like it. Oh, here's a command grovel coming out. Don't love command grovel. I'm gonna mind break myself. Yeah, mind broken. That's fine. I was able to at least disrupt that. Attack the Mind Blade Ego, which is kind of funny. It didn't take a lot of damage, and we didn't do a lot of damage either. That's unfortunate. And Spellren, we'll give her again. Go with the upcasted one, because this should hopefully take them out. So, nice strike there. We got our hasted assault. I'm just going to go run around striking anyone down. Unfortunately, got mind broken again. Just one disclaimer, mind break is only because I'm walking in this area here. This isn't going to be part of the class mod itself. It's just a condition of being in this area. And we'll try to get that Mind Blade attack off again. No. Alright, finally. Hopefully we can actually attack here. Oh, I attacked the ground. We'll try that again. There we go. Critical hit was enough to take them out. And then we'll go over here. I don't have my haste anymore, so that's unfortunate. And I can only use the haste assault once per battle. So that is something that's not ideal. I guess we're all out of spell slots too. And bonus actions. That's unfortunate. But I was thinking someone did another Mind Blade Ego as a bonus action. So there we go. That's something at least. Born to the Mind Blade, and that, yeah, that's fine. Alright, there's one target in between me and my Mind Blade Ego, so I'm going to remove that. And the enervating blade can be nice. The frigid, I like the ice attack though. Cold wound and knock them prone. That was enough to take them out. But we got our bonus action attack. I'll do that to keep our action attack. That was enough to finish them off. Perfect. And then we can bring our Mind Blade Ego over. And they have the disadvantage, so this may take them out. I want to use this to finish them off. No, it missed, unfortunately. But we can still follow up with another attack that will take them out. If we don't get a critical miss. Alright, now we're going to do it. We're going to finally take them out. There it is, finally. So yeah, this is a pretty fun class mod. You get the blade singing animations there. Looks awesome. It's a lot of fun. Definitely recommend checking this one out and give it a shot if you find this interesting, just because it's got so many cool ways to play. I also like the pushback if you use the Mind Surge there. I didn't really use my Mind Surge points, but you get a few of them there. You can use that for the pushback or the freeze on the target. I also didn't really use these that much. I meant to, but this will give you either your intelligence modifier added to your armor class or dealing full damage to additional targets and hitting 2 targets for the price of 1. So yeah, they got a lot of fun abilities here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below if you enjoyed, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.